Nigeria's under-19 cricket team, of course, they will take on the United Arab Emirates, of course, for a playoff semi-finals at the ongoing cricket under-19 World Cup. The game will be played today. Actually, the team is settling for the playoffs after losing to Sri Lanka by 223 running in that game. And of course, you have some players that did well. You know, Cecilia has been talking about some names. You have Abdulrashid Abolari, who was the pick of the bowlers for the Nigerians with 2 for 50. But of course, I mean, the other players couldn't put their weight as well. So we're in the position we're in. But like Shola Rogers and many other people. Incidentally, Shola Rogers will be here with us today. I've said that we are here at all is good news.
Absolutely. I mean, qualifying, for the Cricket World Cup is something great. And even the senior team, we talked about the history of the sport, that even the senior guys have not even been able to, win, been able to qualify for the World Cup. Now you have the Yellow Greens, the junior, being able to make this feat. And everyone has been celebrating them that whatever happens, the fact that they qualify to go for this championship is already a win for these players, and hopefully they can continue development of cricket and bring it forward. I remember I was reading an article where their vice president talked about the fact that cricket and football will be at par, the same this year. I'm like, just maybe because they're at the World Cup and they want to also use it to, send a message to everyone that, look, if you want to play cricket, you should be able to play cricket, and there are people that can support you. You can also build a career out of it. So if you can play football, there's cricket waiting for you. But for him to be able to bold enough to make that statement and say, look, cricket and football will be, at the same level in 2020. I mean, not 2040 or 2030, but 2020 talking about this year simply means they are going to do a whole lot of work to ensure that them going to the World Cup, coming back, then cricket is going to be maybe one of the sports that everyone will be talking about.
I hope so. I hope so. Kudos to them. Hopefully, they will continue with what they've been doing. All right, let's quickly move on the show as we approach the point where we go on break. But let's quickly talk about fears of the coronavirus. Let's talk about the Chinese national team. That's the women's team. Of course, they've been quarantined in Brisbane. That's in Australia. They were there for an Olympic qualifying tournament, qualifying game. But reports have it now that team has been quarantined in their hotel in Brisbane, and they, of course, will not be leaving till February 5. This is all surrounding the fears about the corona virus. Of course, they were here to play the Olympic qualifying tournament, which had originally been due to be staged in China. Cecilia, as you know, many tournaments, competitions have been shifted away from China because of this. Now the Chinese team arrives, and of course, they did the sensible thing to just quarantine them and to be sure, because the World Health Organization and everybody are really afraid about the spread of the virus. You know what? We'll talk more about this later on the show, but we need to pause and go on a break. When we return from that break, there'll be more about that situation and, of course, the other things about sports on the show this morning.